The system is failing. We're going to have more homelessness, more unemployment, and the government has to print more money. It's a command and control economy where the government tells you everything. I just don't trust our government. And they're going to have to start printing pretty quickly. And the more they print, the less value, purchasing power the dollar has, or the loonie, or the yen, or the peso. People are talking about inflation. I think we're in depression right now, and we're going to be the biggest depression in world history. In the 1970s, that's when the world was changing. The biggest bust in the history of the world is coming up. It's pensions. They trusted the government. They trusted their pension would be there, and it's going to go bust. And that's us. We get crushed.
10 years out on the financial crisis, we still don't have the infrastructure perhaps to prevent the next one. And I think this is where digital assets can really help, because an efficient digital asset can really solve some of the key problems in global liquidity. The world's got trillions and trillions of dollars tied up in liquidity just to get around how clunky the movement of value is around the world. If with a really efficient digital asset, something like XRP, again, that's what we believe will be the most efficient, you can now reduce trillions and trillions of capital from being tied up. So you can make those transfers instantly as a bank or as a payment provider or as an enterprise without having to have money pre-positioned all over the world.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As guys, with that initial clip of Chris Larson discussing exactly what XRP was meant for, how can you not be excited? As an XRP investor, we're the 0.02% of the planet that is well positioned and a highly valuable, highly liquid, highly compliant asset right before the world goes to shit. Ripple has secretly positioned themselves to be the asset that saves us from a financial crisis. And here, I'm going to give you more reasons why I believe a settlement is likely sooner than you all expect. If a settlement of this Ripple XRP case were to happen, it would happen now. We see that Boeing just recently settled their court case with the SEC and is paying $200 million. Now is the time of year when the SEC likes to settle cases. The reason is because it'll show on their books. And Gary Gensler wants to show Congress that he can reign in the crypto space and make things compliant and actually execute on enforcement actions. We remember that the SEC is claiming all of ETH falls under the US jurisdiction, and something I've been hypothesizing for a while is that the SEC does not want to give up control about coming after the entire crypto space. Just imagine the field day Gary Gensler would have on Ethereum going after ETH NFTs, ETH tokens. 90 to 95% of the crypto space is built on top of the Ethereum network. And the reason that's so significant is because if Gary goes after ETH, after diverting his attention away from XRP, settle, slap on the wrist, pay a fine very quickly, a hefty fine, then XRP is left in the clear. And then Gary can come after the crypto that actually did an illegal ICO. They could go after a case that they could actually win at. Oh, wouldn't that be karma? And that's exactly the direction I think the SEC is going to take. As this article reads, the SEC is out to damage or destroy the crypto industry. And no greater damage would happen to crypto if ETH has something come out against it. One thing I'll tell all of you, my friends, XRP is about to get legal clarity, and hopefully XRP will be relisted on exchanges. Afterwards, Ripple will IPO. XRP will provide the on-demand liquidity during this liquidity crisis we're experiencing in global markets right now. Ladies and gentlemen, do you even realize what's happening? A global currency crisis is afoot. We have here a tweet from Wall Street Silver stating London has fallen. The British pound has absolutely collapsed. We are seeing currently a great transition. The euro is at 20-year lows. The yen is at 24-year lows. The pound is collapsing and is at 37-year lows. We are witnessing the collapse of the Ponzi currencies into hard currencies. First, all the fiat currencies will collapse into the dollar. The reason is because the dollar is the world's reserve currency, but even the US dollar is collapsing. Then, when inflation continues to run rampant, the dollar will come into cryptos, come into XRP, come into the entire market. Utility tokens will explode. There will be a moment, a singular moment, where the dynamics of the crypto market decouple from what was happening before. And that's when we all get wealthy.
You know, the SEC has made the case in its motion that that there can be an investment contract without a contract, any rights granted to the purchaser and without any obligations to the issuer. What do you say to that?
In order to have a contract, you have two parties. No matter how the SEC wants to spin the facts, the reality is to have a contract, you have two parties have to agree on something. You don't necessarily have it written. You can have oral contracts, you can have implicit contracts, but you have to have two parties. The reality is there are not two parties. Ripple doesn't know who bought the XRP. The people who bought the XRP don't necessarily know Ripple. You have to remember that 99.9% of XRP trading has nothing to do with Ripple, the company. So when you talk about, okay, XRP is a security, I go back to something I said years ago when this started. A security of what company? Of what, like, who is the owner? So I think it's very clear there is no investment contract. If you get past the investment contract, which I think is hard, across the Howey test, you also don't have, you have to meet all three prongs. And in the case of the XRP case, you can't meet all three prongs for sure. And so we think that the judge will see that the law is very clear. We think the facts are very clear. And we think this is just a gross overreach of the SEC trying to wrest control of that uncertainty that has existed. And really the unfortunate thing is the SEC and really the US government hasn't taken this step to provide that clarity that a lot of other countries around the world have.
Guys, have you been noticing something special? Because I certainly have. Have you been noticing that Brad Garlinghouse has been on network after network after network on a mass marketing campaign, talking about Ripple, talking about XRP over at conferences? We have Bitcoin maxis and anti-XRP crypto individuals now actually wanting to talk. Oh, how karma is setting in and how they're beginning to see the writing on the wall. I remember many people that disliked XRP talking shit and very happy when the SEC sued Ripple. Now, oh, things have turned because now ETH is under threat. 9 other cryptos have been called out on Coinbase's platform by the SEC. The SEC wants to have a field day, and the merge was their weapon to try and do it. But Ripple's standing up for the whole industry. However, me personally, I want them to settle. Let crypto do whatever it's gonna do. If crypto suffers, but XRP is thriving, I think that's the best case scenario. Because then while XRP is going to the moon, we could take profits from XRP and buy up other tokens. That would be something special. Moon Lambo said it best, hinting at the potential upcoming price action. XRP has been trading sideways for a few days now, but the volume is through the roof. Around 600 million is normal within 24 hours, but now we're seeing $2.5 billion. Something is coming, and Moon Lambo does not get hypey for no reason. If he sees some magic, I believe it could be when Moon's season. Now guys, before I continue with anything else, I have to say that these are the times when everyone needs to lock in on the crypto industry. The crypto industry is where you can make the most money in the shortest amount of time if you know what you're doing. First and foremost, over the next few weeks, I will be posting daily content on my OnlyFans, having 3 Q&A sessions a week in there. And also, I posted a free trial link to my Discord community, where all the people I've mentored over the past year all network with each other and I share daily information in there. Ladies and gentlemen, the value I'm trying to give to the entire world right now is when it's most critical to learn. And I highly recommend you take the reins of your own life and prepare. I'll be answering your DMs on OnlyFans daily, and I hope you will make it there. In addition, if you guys aren't doing so already, follow me on Instagram down in the description below, as I make daily posts and give away a lot of secrets completely free. I like to use it as a personal blog to share crypto information, but also you get a little extra taste of my life behind the scenes. Follow me on there, and when we hit 50,000 followers on Instagram, I'll be doing a powerful XRP giveaway. Now, something I do want to discuss very quickly is the significance of today, September 26th. Today is the end of the Shemitah year, and financial disasters or world events occur on these days. Ladies and gentlemen, something I'll personally say to all of you is that I don't like wearing a tinfoil hat sometimes, but sometimes you need to have it in your mind, mentally brace, and be prepared. I believe XRP is going to thrive during the chaos. I believe a financial crisis with the simultaneous birth of the new financial system. And if it's going to happen, it'll happen today or very soon. I don't know when. I'm only a messenger, and I'm speculating as much as you. But you need to stay vigilant and pay attention, as it's not just me discussing today. This is circulating across numerous circles.
Every 7 years, on the exact end day of the Shemitah, which is the exact end day of basically the Jewish year every 7 years, there's usually a major market collapse, and it's actually usually on the exact day. This is a Shemitah year, and it actually ends on September 26th, which is a Monday. So I've definitely said to keep your eyes on that date. But when I saw this, I was like, what? It's a German politician.
Dieser 24. September 2022 wird uns allen als ein Tag im Gedächtnis bleiben, von dem wir später einmal sagen werden, ich weiß noch genau, wo ich war.
And even more interesting, on top of the German politicians saying September 24th is going to be like a day that everyone on earth will remember, the Vatican has told all of its people that whatever funds they have across the world, to send them all back to the Vatican by September 30th, which is like 4 days after the end of the Shemitah. And of course, when they tell people this, you don't just wire billions of dollars on like September 29th when the Pope told you to have it back there by the 30th, right? You probably do it a few days before. And they probably mentioned that to them. So the Vatican seems to know something's going on. So something like these birds flying by, black birds, black clouds, something ominous seems to be on the horizon.
And that's all I'm gonna say. Stay vigilant and pay attention over the next couple days. Know that if you hold XRP, store it on your offline hardware wallets, you will be okay. And also know the Flare network will be going live. And that'll be a game-changing moment in XRP history. I believe it's possible that XLS20 and Flare launching got delayed a little bit to see if this case would settle. That's only my speculation, but boy does that make my spine tingle. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. Now guys, I'll be back tomorrow with another video.